Hey all there, virtual chocolatiers. Thanks for clicking in. Welcome to a little adventure on the Chocolate Factory Simulator demo. About 2 weeks ago, this little sneak peek released on Steam for us to play. This game is due out sometime this year, but we can at least get a small taste of the gameplay available. We start out in a workshop decked out in steampunk theme with shelves full of ingredients to get to work. First thing we do is pick up a recipe book on the table as our general guide to the available activities, but we'll also be guided through the process through the text box prompts on what to pick up and how much of each ingredient to add. And I've discovered that you must be very exact with these ingredients on your chocolate, or it turns into a giant brick of goo that won't be suitable for customer consumption. We start with an order for bitter chocolate, so once you have the base ingredients from the shelf, get to the prep table and find the pot. To pour out the item, and click, tipping it ever so slightly until you see the gram numbers start ticking upwards. Rotate through the cocoa, the butter, and sugar until the recipe requirements are fulfilled. We'll at that point be prompted to go grab some coal at the storage room and load it into the furnace to heat up the stovetop. Easy enough. Now for the part where we have to pay attention. After placing the pot on the stove, click and hold the valve while rotating your mouse to increase the heat. I wouldn't recommend going too high though. The temperature rises slowly, but it also seems like there's not a good way to regulate it by turning it back down. Now, I didn't try using a preheating process. That might be easier to deal with if it's possible, but you can set it for around 50 to 55% and wait for the temp to creep up over the 40-degree point needed. Pick up the spatula on the prep table and stir by rotating the mouse around until the gear completes in a green hue. As long as the temperature didn't reach too high, over 55 degrees, you should have a perfect chocolate ready for shaping. If something went wrong in the process, your chocolate turns into a brick of useless material that must be tossed out into the garbage, but careful not to throw out your entire pot. I've seen this has been a bit of an issue for some players. When you approach the garbage, tilt to pour out the mixture rather than throwing the pot. But no worries if you did accidentally throw it out. This is a rather short demo that only lets you perform 2 customer orders. You could always close out and start over. To finish up, we must first use the chocolate press to shape it into a mold. Select the shape on the machine, turn the wheels at the base to open the mold, and then click to hold the crank and the lever to press it. A short wait and you'll be able to pick up the bar, walk back across the workshop to the packaging table where you select a basic box and click the crank lever for finishing. We are then instructed to take it out to the delivery box, which is outside on the balcony that's attached to the storage room. There's a mailbox which will launch a small balloon into the sky, and if you wait out there long enough while looking up, you'll see the Zeppelin come and capture it. The customer's confirmation will pop up and assign you a review. The second order is for an almond chocolate bar. The portion of the demo introduces us into the additives available to enhance our chocolate crafting. Pick up the mortar and pestle, taking it back to the section of the workshop where dispensers are hanging from the walls. Click and hold on the lever of the dispenser to start pouring the almonds. Take the mortar back to the prep table and get grinding by holding click while rotating or jiggling the mouse back and forth. Every cycle of the highlighted colored gear is a different consistency. This recipe requires a fine consistency, so we have to do it 3 times. This order is specifically for milk chocolate, so if you didn't already pick it up, head to the storeroom to get the powdered milk. Combine with the cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and sugar in the exact gram amounts. Then add the pot to the burner and crank up the heat while stirring furiously to finish before the temperature hits 55 degrees. Press it, package it, and ship it out. Upon customer pickup, the demo will end. This title is developed by Games Incubator, which has a couple of other games in my collection, including Car Detailing Simulator and Animal Shelter, both of which are decently fun, and I'll get around to doing videos on them at some point, as this is a life simulator channel after all. I look around on their socials to see if there's any specifics about release dates, but I couldn't find anything for this aside from their excitement about the positive reception on the Steam demo release. Maybe give their Twitter a follow to keep up on announcements for this title if you're interested in it. I thought it was pretty fun for what's possible to play with so far. It looks like there's a lot more that's possible through making your own molds, packaging, and probably recipes too, considering all of the color jar additives that are on the workshop walls. It's cute. It looks like it could be fun if you've got that eye for detail and a little patience. It's difficult to discern the full ability for features in the demo because it's so short, and definitely for people with carpal tunnel or who get some wrist pain after playing games for a while, this design might not be for you. There's a whole lot of moving the mouse around to turn out some chocolate. However, there is a mouse sensitivity slider in the settings menu that might make it easier on you. If you have any other demos that you think that I should try out, let me know in the comments, and I'm going to get back to cranking out some Sunnyside guides and revisiting Temperance and Raft. It does look like we have some fantastic games coming out in the later half of 2024, but you can find some more demo coverage on my channel of upcoming games, so take care y'all, and bye-bye!